During this presentation, you'll see how there's nothing new under the sun, how everything that we know and everything that we do is possibly an innovation of a thought from the past or even an idea from the past. Ancient civilizations, through their art, architecture, religion, and cultural practices, established foundational ideas and structures that continue to shape modern society, influence everything from our buildings and belief systems to our values and ways of life. And although there are many changes, and nothing is the same. If you study the past, you'll see the correlation between the two and how we only look to innovate as a society and move forward. Long before we had department stores like Home Depot or Lowe's, earlier civilizations relied on what was accessible to them to be able to make shelter. If you lived near a rainforest, then you possibly had a log house. But if you lived in a cave, then 9 times out of 10 you were surrounded by mountains. See, creativity was one thing that carried our ancient civilizations because they made it happen with what they had, no matter what it was. The earliest humans found shelter in nature's protective cocoons, the mouth of a yawning cave, the underside of a rocky ledge, the dense canopy of a widespread tree. Ancient artwork oftentimes told a story. Whenever you seen a statue of a human, oftentimes they would have an expression that would let off much emotion. The artwork would support religious beliefs, promote morality, and display the connection between man and God. Artwork was always intentional and meant to spread a message without words. Even if you're not religious, when you look at this painting, you automatically know that it has everything to do with religion. If you look at the bottom, you'll see a cross and what appears to be Jesus hanging on the cross. But when you look up top, it's an illustration of the faithful and the unfaithful. The artwork was meant to provoke thought in the minds of everyone and to just remind them how they should live their life because everyone had a price to pay. Their their artwork always showed that there would be judgment, which was also meant to be a constant reminder that one should walk in faith. Just as we today are able to innovate over time, so did ancient civilizations. Their architecture began to improve drastically over time. And judging by the artwork that they chose to cover these buildings in, it shows you where they put their trust and faith, and it was in God Himself. They understood that their faith governed their lifestyle, and they always paid homage. They always made sure they put forth constant reminders. This humanities course has really opened up my mind and allowed me to see that everything is connected to our past. And in order to understand where we're going as a society, we must first understand where we come from. And then we'll be able to innovate and innovate in a direction that will cause us to continue to grow and not fall. Understanding ancient art, religion, and society helped me to see the roots of many modern beliefs, values, and traditions. Many of the ideas that existed in the past still govern the way we move and we think today. Just as they believed that God was a higher power back then, we know and believe that God is a higher power today, regardless of your religion. Just as they had forms of government, we also have forms of government. Nothing is new under the sun, and we're only repeating history.